Hey everyone, this is Will from Will Talks Disney. Just wanted to give you a quick update. I listened to the whole call today on the Orange County Economic COVID Task Force. It has people from Universal, SeaWorld, Walt Disney World, which we are really caring about. And just wanted to go over some of the highlights of things that we learned today and what the plans are to move the parks moving forward. So last week, Universal presented their plan. They're planning on opening to the public on June 5th. We have SeaWorld that presented today. They're planning on opening on June 11th. And then finally, we had Jim McPhee, who's their Senior VP of Operations at Walt Disney World, announced that they're going to do a staged opening on July 11th for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, and then a second date of July 15th for Epcot and Hollywood Studios. They're going to do, like I said, the staged approach. One of the things that they mentioned a lot was they were thoughtful, methodical, and really focused on this phased approach of doing it right and doing it safe. So we've seen Disney Springs has been opened up for about a week. We've had Shanghai for a couple of weeks. So hopefully they're putting their lessons that they learned at the different parks into good use here. They're going to be doing a soft opening for cast members and other folks. We've seen this in the past before. They have cast previews to try to get all the bells and whistles out of the way, so that way they don't open up to 20,000 people and they haven't practiced it before. We've seen this in Star Wars, Episode 2, Pandora, and Pandora Land as well. One of the big things we've seen is there's going to be limits on guests as far as attendance. We'll also have limits inside ride attractions, and then also limits in the stores as well. Sorry. One of the big things too is Disney is moving to a pre-approval theme park reservation system, advanced theme park reservation system. So if the parks are going to have a capacity, say it's 10-15% in the beginning, you're not going to be able to get into the parks unless you have an advanced reservation that's been pre-approved. Again, one of Disney's biggest focuses is obviously on safety. They have their 5 safety protocols, so I'll run through those and then we'll go into some more detail. Enhanced protective measures, physical distancing, enhanced cleaning and sanitation, temperature health screenings, and finally, limited contact enhancements. So let's dive into the first one, which is enhanced protective measures. So we've seen it in Shanghai, we've seen it at Disney Springs. Every guest and every cast member is going to be forced to wear a face covering. So a face mask that would cover your nose and mouth. We're also going to see temporary hand washing stations, hand sanitizing stations like we saw at the end in March. It's going to be, obviously, safety is going to be the number one focus. So washing your hands, keeping your face, keeping your social distance. That's going to be the number one focus once we get these parks opened again. Also, the physical distance. So again, there's going to be reduced crowds. There's going to be reduced capacity allowed into the parks. If you don't have that advanced reservation, you're not getting in. And one of the comments that Jim made is, he said, "We have strongly worded language and signs to say face coverings are mandatory, and this is private property, so if Disney says you have to wear a face covering, you're going to have to wear a face covering. Otherwise, you're not going to be allowed in." There's going to be enhanced cleaning and sanitation, so on stage where the guests are, backstage where the cast members are. Cleaning protocols are obviously going to be increased, and there's going to be another big focus on keeping everything clean. Anywhere where there could be touch points, either handrails, things like that, they'll be cleaned multiple times a day, multiple times an hour. So really focusing on that. There'll be temperature checks for guests coming in. So there'll be that as well, and then there'll be health screenings for cast members before they get on site, so they'll be taking their temperature before they even arrive to work, then at work. So again, really safety is the number one key here. And then this is a big one, limited contact enhancements. I don't know if I would call it enhancements. I would call it differences. I know my family really, some of the big things we enjoy are character meet and greets. We also enjoy our parades, and we enjoy our fireworks. They're suspending character meet and greets. Obviously, you cannot social distance with a character. My kids have memories of going up to the characters, giving them big hugs, holding their hand. Obviously, that can't happen in this COVID world. So a temporary suspension of that. Also, we're not going to have parades. We're not going to have fireworks. They're also going to close down any playgrounds or any water enhancements throughout the parks. Basically, anywhere where there could be crowds developing, they're taking that away. Um, and again, so kind of another point on the enhanced uh, protection measures. Face coverings are going to be huge. They'll be using plexiglass for their cast members wherever physical distances can't be maintained. I know here in Buffalo we've seen that in our grocery stores and different things like that. Um, there's also going to be lots of communication at the parks through signs, and they also have these different Spirit Squad group, which I'll get into a little bit later. And again, we're going to temporarily suspend parades and fireworks, and really anywhere guests could go together. Um, so again, one of the big things is they're trying to prevent the amount of contact between guests and cast members. So really, there's going to be a big focus on cashless transactions, mobile ordering, and using your Magic Band to pay. So basically, anywhere where they can have you not interact with cast members, they're gonna push for that. Again, no character meet and greets, no playgrounds, no water effects, nothing like that. They also talked about a know before you go health and safety protocol. So what that really means is Disney's going to over communicate what the expectations are from the guests, what the expectations are from their cast members, and really what the park experience is going to be like in this post-COVID world. Again, cast members are, as Disney would say, gently encouraging folks to follow all the social distancing protocols and things like that. As we've seen in Disney Springs, they've had some of their most energetic, happy cast members that are part of their social distancing squad. Like I said, high energy. There'll be teams throughout the parks, really encouraging guests and just doing the way Disney does things. So if they have to get firm, they will get firm, and you will have to wear your face covering, but they're going to do it the Disney way. They're going to be people there that are excited. We've seen guys with signs, balloons, different things like that at Disney Springs. So it's going to be the way Disney does things. Kind of getting down to here, at least from a Wall Street standpoint, the stock was flat. I mean, it was up 0.5%, went down, went up. So really, I guess I have seen in the past, Wall Street has, as long as things are progressing the way they want, stocks have been going up. I was surprised to see that there wasn't a stronger reaction either way, either the stock going up or the stock going down. So I'm assuming that they're neutral on what's going on. And then I'm trying to see if there is anything else. The mayor, Jerry Demings, said he appreciated the preparedness and the thoroughness from all of the theme parks, Universal, SeaWorld, and Walt Disney World. He's really impressed with how all the parks are putting guest safety first above everything else, and seeing common tenets and themes throughout all the different presentations and what Disney is going to put in. With regards to menus, one of the people asked, okay, how do menus work? Are there paper menus? Are there QR codes? So there are going to be QR codes. And again, there's going to be a big focus on using mobile ordering. So again, they're trying to limit the amount of contact that you could have between guests and cast members. And finally, the motion was approved by the council. I'm not exactly sure how the next step works, but I think it has to go through Jerry Demings and then the governor to kind of go to a finalized plan. But there you have it. We have July 11th for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, July 15th for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. Again, big highlights are face coverings to be worn by all, no parades, no fireworks, no character interactions, limited number of guests in the park and also at attractions and gift shops. And finally, if you want to get in, you're going to need that advanced pre-approved theme park reservation. If you do not have that, regardless if you have a season pass or tickets, you will not get in. So it should be interesting. Again, we've had the opening to the public for Universal at June 5th and SeaWorld at June 11th. Disney is a month behind. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I'm very interested to see what everyone has to say. I think it's a cautious approach, safety-driven approach, not saying that Universal and SeaWorld are anything different. But I think Disney's going to learn from what they did in Shanghai, what they liked, what they didn't like, and then really apply those to the practices here in the States. So it'll be interesting. It's good to hear that we have some magic finally back. We have some dates, and I personally have a trip planned in September. Not fully sure if we're going to go or not. We're kind of up in the air. We're taking a wait and see approach. I know some of the big things, like I said, my family loves is we love the characters. I have a 1 and a 3-year-old, so the meet and greets are huge. Parades are really fun for us, and then also just going and seeing the shows. With those not being there, is it worth it for us? Disney vacations are not cheap, so we're really going to have to see, is it worth it bringing our kids down to an experience in a COVID world, having to go through the airports, and also really going to, it's hard to say, it's not a less Disney, well, it is a less Disney experience. It's not the same Disney experience. So do we want to change that magic? I'm not sure. We're going to be looking through things throughout the summer, and obviously we'll be following the studies and the trends of everything going on. But I would love to hear from you. What do you guys think? Are you excited about the parks opening? What do you think of Disney's approach? So yeah, and now we just wait and see. So we've got our date, July 11th for Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom, and also July 15th for Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And let's see what happens.